leg sponsored by Tire Kingdom and Do-All Exterior Design. Ardell Kunzman will start on the outside pole in the 09 out of Sanford. Russ Shaw out of Lakeland will be in car number 11. Glenn Carter out of West Melbourne will be in car number 2. Sponsored by B&K Used Auto Parts, GNC Truck Repair, Miller Auto Care, and Ferguson's Auto and Marine. Moving to row number 3 on the inside, car number 22. That's going to be Bob Klassen. Bob had a great run here in his first time out last week. He's out of Deltona, sponsored by a new body shop. Bill Loomis will be in car number 24 out of Orlando. The Horace Cars Tyler's Painting Special. Dan Sikowski out of Longwood will be in the number 77. Barbara Pierce, last week's feature winner, the First Lady of Fast Cars. She'll line up a little further back tonight. Not going to be as easy for her. Barbara sponsored by Daytona Racing Souvenirs and Hobbies, Carroll's Towing, Lee Patterson Paint Supply also a sponsor on that, along with Central Florida Marine and Speed. Sean Gurley will be in car number 8 out of St. Cloud. That's the E&E Lock and Key Special. And rounding out the field in car number 7 out of Sanford, the Sanford Auto Salvage Camaro for Jerry Smith. And in the number 93, coming in from Orlando, another one of the many cars out here sponsored by Carroll's Towing. That's Sean Murphy. Feature event. Alright, here we go. Green is out. We're underway. Doug Samion, this is a shift on the start, so the pole sitters all the way back to 5th already. Ardell Kunzman grabs the early advantage in the 09, getting the challenge of the 2 of Glenn Carter. Barbara Pierce is already on the charge in the 57. Grabs the lead. Here comes Bill Loomis in the 24. Again, using the outside groove. Working around Ardell Kunzman and picks up the spot. Jerry Smith in the back of the field. Winner here a couple of weeks ago. His car didn't look like it's performing exactly the way he'd like it. Boy, Barbara Pierce having a bit of a problem over there through 1 and 2. Now Sean Murphy running through the infield. And now we've got a tangle up over here. Doug Samion and Bob Klassen getting together. Klassen continues on. Samion spins it out to bring the caution out. Alright, still a long way to go in this 15-lapper. 13 laps remaining. Glenn Carter is the leader. Little free wide action on the front straightaway. Jerry Smith makes the move in between the 77 of Sikowski and the 09 of Kunzman. Sikowski and Smith will continue to race side by side. And woo, those two cars bump together. Carter leads it. Loomis is second and looking good tonight. Barbara Pierce has been trying to work that outside lane. She's been getting a little loose, especially coming off turn 2. Working to the high side again of Russ Shaw on the number 11. This time Barbara Pierce will make the pass. It seems like that inside lane may actually be a little slicker over there. And of course you have to run through the concrete patches as well. And we got a wheel off the car on the backstretch, bouncing through the water puddles. Sean Murphy in the 93 with the problem coming off turn 2. All right, Green comes back out. We're underway. Glenn Carter in the 2. Will Loomis in the 24. Remain 1 and 2. Do a little bumping on each other there through turn 1. Battle on out. Jerry Smith wants to make a move on the outside of Barbara Pierce. Jerry had that car pushing pretty bad in the corners early in the race. It seems to have come into its own here. But look at Russ Shaw battle back down on the inside. Russ Shaw trying to work his way back to the 4th spot. He may be able to do it here. He's got Sikowski pushing him all the way through. Barbara Pierce now begins to pull up on Bill Loomis in the 24. So he close in on the halfway mark of this one. Jerry Smith works his way around Russ Shaw takes over in fourth. That looks pretty treacherous out there tonight. It is really slipping and sliding time. Barbara Pierce gets a little high coming off two again, and Jerry Smith pokes his nose down there on the inside of the racetrack. Bud Carter setting the pace. Bud has raced in just about everything out here but late models so far in his career, now back in the Sportsman division. And looking to get his second victory of the year. Black flag out on Sean Corley in the 8th. Maybe this car beginning to overheat just a little bit. That battle heats up. Second, third, and fourth all jammed in there together. Whoa, Jerry Smith slides high, goes into the wall. Brings it down off the wall, but got some damage to the right front corner of that car. And caution coming out as he looks like he's trailing some fluid out of it as well. Caution out again as we get right down to the end of this one. In the second spot, Zakowski now working the 77 car to the inside of Russ Shaw for fourth. Bob Klassen and Doug Samion continue their battle. They got together earlier in the race, if you remember. They're going to signal out this time, 2 laps remaining. Glenn Carter sideways as he came off the corner that time. Bill Loomis rides in the second spot. Barbara Pierce hanging on to third as the white flag comes out. 1 lap to go. Best battle going on now for 6th between the 04 Samion and the 22 Classic. Getting set to come down to the checkers. Glenn Carter will bring home his second win of the year over Bill Loomis and Barbara Pierce. So it's Glenn Carter out of Melbourne taking home the win in the 2, second spot to the 24, Bill Loomis, third spot to the 57 of Barbara Pierce. Coming home fourth, the 77 of Danny Zakowski, and fifth spot of the 11 of Russ Shaw. Let's hear it for him, everybody. Glenn Carter, he's your winner tonight in the Sportsman division. So we get set now to bring out the 4-bangers. Hey, don't forget, if you haven't picked up your souvenirs, hey, kids, get those checkered flags where you can wave them later on during that school bus race during all of